So we're going to begin the class today standing up. Have a block handy for a little bit later on. We're going to get into the Tadasana pose, which is toes pointing forwards. You can have a nice space in between your feet. And as you rest the hands down by your side, you lift your shoulders up and back, draw them down. So give your head a little shake from side to side and up and down. And then just let your eyes close down. So traditionally you would have your palms facing forwards. But for me that's kind of holding on to my muscles a little bit too much here. So just let your arms relax down by your side. Take all your awareness to your feet. You might like to lift up all 10 toes and then press them down into the mat. And then rock your weight forwards into the toes and see if the heels can lift up off the floor. They don't have to go high, just enough to feel the weight transfer. And then press the heels down. Kind of rock forwards and back, looking for the center. So as you go far forwards, feel that. And then as you go back, notice that. And try and find a space in the middle. And then you can play with it and start to move from side to side. So the body isn't moving, you're just transferring the weight through the feet. Again, make this little movement be about trying to find where is the center. Where is the weight equally just distributed through both feet. Then you can take a little circle so the weight goes into the toes, the edges of the feet, or one side, into the heels, and then over to the other side. And then take the circles the other way. Again, with that intention of finding where is the center, where is it equally balanced. So see if you can find that now, the center of you, the center of the floor. Where do you feel the weight through both feet? Equally through the toes and through the heels. And then from the feet, work your way up your calves, your shins. Draw your knees up, draw your quads up. Think about the belly drawing back and the tail tucking under. Just slightly. Shoulders, again, just make sure they're drawn down the back. And let the head move from side to side so you've got that nice free neck. And just hold it here in stillness for a moment. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. As you inhale, imagine that you're drawing energy up from the earth, like your feet were portals to the earth. And as you breathe out, just let that energy flow through your whole body. So on your inhale, visualize drawing energy up through your feet, up through your legs, up through your whole body. As you exhale, that energy just traveling through your whole body. A few more times like that, long breath in. Energy drawing up from your feet. Your feet's the portals to the earth. Exhaling, let the energy travel through your whole body. Last time, long breath in. Long breath out. Just breathe normally in and out through your nose. you're going to start to bend the knees. You can open your eyes if you want, or you can keep them closed. But when you bend the knees, try and keep your heels on the floor and explore the stretch there in the calves and in the ankles. Keep the knees nice and bent. If you want to be holding on to something, you can. You're going to lift the heels up off the floor and try and stay nice and low. So you're feeling the legs now. Push down through the feet and lift the heels up higher so your legs straighten. And then lower the heels to the floor and bend the knees. Keep the heels grounded on the floor here. So you're going to lift your heels up, moving really mindfully, pushing down through the feet, feeling the legs start to wake up. And then pushing down through the toes to straighten the legs, coming up high onto your toes. And then lower the heels down towards the floor. Try that 2 more times. So you're bending your knees, feeling a stretch through the back of the calf and the ankles. Stay nice and low. Lift the heels up. Feel the legs start to fire. Straighten the legs. See if you can get taller. And don't forget, you can be holding on to something. That's not cheating. And then lower the heels down towards the floor. Good. Lift the heels back up. So you come up high into your toes. Reversing it now. Bend your knees. Imagine the feet are still drawing the energy up from the earth there, even though you've got the heels lifted. Maybe that can help secure you. And then squeeze the heels down. Straighten the legs. Good. 3 more times like that. Come up high into your toes. Maybe the legs are already talking to you. Bend the knees. Imagine your back sliding down the wall. Lower the heels down. Stay nice and low. Feel the stretch. Good. And then straighten the legs. 2 more times. Come up high into the toes. That's it. And then bend the knees. Keep those heels lifted. If you can do this with your eyes closed, well done. Lower the heels down. And then straighten the legs. So last time, come up high onto the toes. Are you gripping on somewhere you shouldn't be? Maybe in your jaw, maybe in your hands. Bend the knees. And then squeeze the heels down. Good. And then straighten the legs. Well done, guys. So you're just going to take the weight onto the left foot. Slide your right leg out. You can be holding onto something. And hover your right foot off the floor. And you're going to start to draw the alphabet with your right foot. So you start with the A. Move to the B. The C. D. Both legs are getting worked here. Okay, so work your way through the alphabet, trying to draw the alphabet with your foot. See how much that's strengthening not only the right ankle, but your balancing ankle as well. What comes after I? Keep it moving. Get all the way to Z if you can, or to Z. Then O, P. Imagine you've got a chalk on your foot. Q, R, S, T. Don't worry if you need to stop and rest, that's fine. V, W, X, Y, and Z. Release the leg, give it a shake, and place it down. Now, can you feel the energy there in that right leg, right ankle? Feels mighty fine. So you can stand onto the right leg now and hold the left leg off the floor. And go again. So starting off with A, and working your way. Try and honour the full shape of each letter as much as you can, so that you're really exploring the mobility of your ankle and how that feels further up your leg. You can be holding on to something. It's not so much about balancing here, but you are strengthening this the standing leg and also just waking up and strengthening this left ankle. And my favourite one to do is definitely W and S. And O, P, and hopefully we can all remember our alphabet. Q, R, S, that's hard with the left foot. S is hard with the left foot. T, U, V, W, my favourite. X, Y. Keep going if you haven't finished. And Z. But when you're done, release the left leg. And then just see, how does that left leg feel? How's that left ankle feel? Shake it up. So you're going to open up your feet wide, have your heels touching. Bend the knees and then just let those knees open to the sides. You can rest your hands on your hips and just do maybe a little pulse here. Start to think about going up higher up the leg now. Get down to your deepest and lift your heels up. And then straighten your legs, squeeze the legs towards each other so the hips are kind of rotating outwards now. And then lower the heels to the floor. So you bend your knees. Make sure the knees track the toes. See how that feels up your legs. Come up high onto your toes and then straighten the legs. And lower the heels down. Let's try that one more time. Bending the knees. Core strong, tail slightly tucked. Come up high onto your toes. Straighten those legs, come up tall. And then lower the heels down. Do the opposite now. Come up high onto the toes. Bend your knees, let those knees fall outwards. Round the heels, press down, and then straighten. And 2 more times. I know this is time for the legs, but we're strengthening, we're awakening, we're moving mindfully, we're focusing on this one thing. Okay, so last time, high onto your toes, let the knees go out to the side, your ankles are strong now after the alphabet, and then press the heels down, and straighten your legs. Good. Let's turn the toes inwards. Take your hands onto your hips. You've got your toes in line with your heels, a little space in between the legs. Inhale, lift the head, chest up, and then just start to hinge from the hips. Have a little bend in your knees. See how low you can go without getting an arch or rounding in your lower back. And then lift right back up. Good. Let's try it a few more times, hinging from the hips. Notice where you feel the stretch, have a bend in the knees. If your lower back hunches, come up. And then take it right back up. Good. Last time, hinge from the hips. See how low you can go without rounding into the lower back. Yeah, trying to keep it nice and long. See how low you can go. Maybe get all the way down. And then lift right back up. Good. Adding on, you're going to slide your right leg forwards and press your heel into the floor. Start to bend the left leg, bring the hips level, and then hinge from the hips. Imagine now you're pushing down to your right foot, like you're trying to drag your right foot to your left foot. Get it to where you can find a nice long spine, and then pulse. Little pulses here. Tapping into the hamstring. Tapping into the whole back chain of the right leg. Firing up the front of the left leg. And we keep pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push down to lift yourself all the way back up. Good. Stand onto this left leg, bring your right knee into your chest and draw a little circle with the leg. Might be a bit resistant to the circle. See what you can do. I'm going to take the circle the other way. These legs are going to feel amazing by the end. Yep. Right, standing onto your right leg, slide your left leg out, and then press the heel down into the floor. And then you can start to bend the right leg and hinge the left hip back. Try not to come to a place where you're rounded. Try and lift the chest up. See how low feels good to go. And then stay here and pulse. So you're not pulsing past your range of movement, just pulsing within it. Feeling the stretch of the left hamstring. So the whole chain of the back left leg and the front of the right leg. Try not to let that right heel lift and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push down to come right back up. Good, bringing your left knee up to your chest. And then start to circle out that leg. So it's a big forward fold. See if you can shake it out with it. That's it. Now we take the circle the other way. All right, so catch hold of your blocks. Last few things, and then we'll get down onto the floor. Have your block in your hands. Now you can try and keep your legs as straight as you can. Toes in line with the heels. Inhale, lift yourself up. Then exhale, start to hinge from the hips. Lower down. So it's like a deadlift without the bars. And you keep your back straight and keep your legs as they are, and just lift yourself right back up. Once you come to the top, you're going to squeeze your glutes and tuck your tail, push your hips forwards. And again, taking it back, lower down, using the block a little bit like a weight. Seeing if those legs, maybe straight legs is okay for you. And then pushing down, roll all the way back up. As you get to the top, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tail, push it forwards. So a few more times. Notice the whole back chain of your legs. Push down to roll up, and then you get the top of the tail, push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Let's go for 3 more. That's it. If there's any little twinges with backs, then bend your knees a little bit more. Otherwise, we've got 2 more. Maybe getting low every time. Last one. Squeezing the glutes. Well done. Good, pop the block to one side. Let's get further up the leg now. You're going to take your right leg behind you. Bend the left leg and take the right leg all the way to the outer left side. So you're bending this left leg now and trying to keep your right leg straight. Take your right arm up to the sky and your left arm up to the sky. And we just catch hold of the right wrist, lean over towards the left side. Okay, so working your way up the side of the body. Inhale. And exhale. Yeah. Coming back to the center. You're going to keep your arms up in the sky. Take your right leg behind you. Have your toes on the floor just for a moment. And then hinge forwards into your warrior 3. Yeah, see where you want to go here with this warrior 3. We've woken up that left hamstring, so we are all good to go. And then slowly bring it back. Hands can come down, right foot can come down. Shake it out. Move mindfully. All right, so you're going to take and transfer all that weight onto the right leg. Start to swing the left leg behind you. Take it over towards the right side. So the edge of the foot is going to go on the floor. You're still gathering in energy up from this right foot. Take your left arm up to the sky, your right arm up to the sky. Catch hold of your left wrist with your right hand and just lean and breathe into this left side now. Inhaling, feeling the expansion. Exhaling, bending into that right leg. Good. Coming back, arms stay up. Take the left foot to the back of the mat. And then hinge forwards into your version of Warrior 3. Reach the hands forwards, push through that back leg. Breathing in, the right hamstring is ready for this. And then breathing out, lift the arms right back up and bring the feet together. Good. Lower the hands down by your sides. Then inhale, lift the arms up, press your palms together, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And then exhale, fold and hinge from the hips. How does it feel now to hinge from the hips here? You're going to let your head hang heavy. You could open your feet a little bit wider and then hold on to opposite elbows and relax your head. Should feel nice. See if you can let the stretch happen in your shoulder blades as well as the hamstrings and as well as the back. A little sway from side to side is good. And also, can you feel the energy drawing up through your feet? All the blood flowing into your head, everything releasing. Take one more breath. Releasing the hands. Inhale, lift your head, chest up. And then bend your knees so much that you can plant the hands on the floor, and we'll step the feet back into a plank pose and lower the knees. Keep your toes tucked under and then sit the hips into the heels. You can relax the tummy, the chest, the head over the legs. Forehead down into the floor there. So we've worked the feet. Does this feel all right here with your toes? How much can you press the hands into the mat to try and ground the hips further into the heels? Long breath in. And a long breath out. Good. We're going to walk the hands back towards the knees. Now, catch hold of your block again. You might not need the block here, but use it anyway. Bring the block underneath and just, you're going to push down through your hands and sit your heels into the block. So you can be here, chill here. It's quite comfy. Good. So now inhale, lift your arms up. As you exhale, bring the hands heart center. We've already started to get into the sides, so let's take the left elbow to the right knee, to the outer right leg, sorry, and then push down through the hands into a twist. Okay, use the heels to press into the block to help you kind of, I always think that twisting is unwinding rather than winding up. So yeah, unwind your body here in this twist. Inhaling, hopefully the block is making this a little bit more easeful so you can focus on keeping the knees level and focusing on where you feel the twists and the stretch. Bringing the arms back to the center and then take it over to the other side. Okay, so right arm on the outer left leg. And it's funny, isn't it, when you come into the twist up, or coming into the shape after doing the other side, how different this side feels. And the aim is to breathe into it and stretch, make it feel just like the other side. A long breath in. And long breath out as you twist. Okay. Well done. Coming back to the center. Now you can keep the heels on the block for a moment and just reach your hands back, towards the back of the mat. Squeeze your shoulders back. Notice how that feels. And that might be enough of a struggle for you there. But if you want to go a little bit further, just take the block away from the heels. Lower the heels down and then try and take the hands back. Now it's a much bigger stretch. You might fall and roll, that's okay. Really ground down through your feet. And then release, bring the hands forwards. If you went for a ride, that's okay. And then you can lower the knees to the floor. Release the feet. Shake them out. Good. Sit into your child's pose with the knees together, feet together. And relax the tummy, the chest, the head down, forehead into the mat. Good, let the legs relax. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Good. We'll come up onto the hands and just grab hold of your block. Place the block now just over the top of the calves. Now it depends on yourself how close you want to bring the block to the calves. A little bit of space is fine. Inhale, draw the head chest forwards, and then exhale, sit the hamstrings down onto the block. Again, a little bit of a squash there through the calves. And then you can lower back down into your child's pose. And just notice, how does this change the shape? Yeah, maybe it's not nice for you. You can take the block away. But if you can try and get a little bit more weight there, pushing the hips down. Maybe feeling more of a stretch through the front of the feet. Getting more of an arch in your foot. One more breath. I'm going to change it. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Lift your hips up and sit your hips onto your heels. Hopefully that feels all right. You can bring the block onto the thighs now. This is one of my favorites. Push down to lift yourself tall and then just fold over the block. Make it comfortable. Take your arms out in front, forehead down towards the floor. And now if it's uncomfortable on your neck, you could always rest your head on the block. Otherwise, just let the head hang. So the block, just providing that extra bit of space for your back to stretch. Also giving you something to breathe into. So we inhale, the belly expanding into the block. The exhale, the belly drawing away from the block. How much can you relax? You might even feel the pulsing in your belly, that life force, that reminder that you're alive. If you can feel that pulsing, maybe that can be the thing to draw you within, to draw you, all your awareness inwards. Take one more breath. Now walk your hands back up. You're really going to notice this without the block there. So you'll feel the difference now, hopefully. Inhale, lift your head, chest up, and then just fall easily over your legs. How much more space has that given you? That just gives me so much more space. Long breath in. Maybe you can ripple the head, chest up slightly. And a long breath out. Coming up onto all fours. That's it. I'm going to bring it into your pigeon pose. Okay, so bring your right knee forwards and right foot over to the left. And first, just to begin with, tuck the back toes and try and lift that left knee off the floor. And if you want, do a little wiggle from side to side. Start to feel the front now of this left thigh stretch. So we've done a lot of hinging from the hips, so forward folding. So now you can stretch that out. If that feels all right, then you can put the block underneath the top of that left thigh there. If that adds too much of a dump in your lower back, then you could lower your elbows down. You can relax your left foot. You can be on your fingertips. You can be playing with trying to push down to the left thigh to lift the chest up. And just explore it. If you need to change it, you can change it. If that feels all right though, breathe into that shape. You can always put the block under the outer right hip if this really is not helping. But make sure you try lowering your elbows down so you're not getting dumped into that lower back. You might be able to squeeze the heel into the bum to see where it goes there. This is all about maybe, yeah? Where is it? Where do you feel it? What do you need? We're going to fall onto your right side and then swing the left leg to the front of the mat. Remove that right foot so you bring it inside of the left leg, not underneath it. Place the block on top of your left thigh. Inhale to lift up, and then exhale, fold yourself over the leg. So I like to take my right hand outside of my left foot, but it might go just outside of the left leg. Maybe left hand is on the floor here. Inhale, draw the chest forward. Exhale, start to draw yourself in. Use the block to help create that extra stretch in your back. And one more breath here. You can close your eyes. Maybe you can feel the work that you've already done in this left ankle, in the left calf, left hamstring, left quad. Then just lift yourself up enough to take the block away and surrender back into it. Is there a little bit more space there? Remember when we did the deadlifts with the block, trying to keep the back long? Same thing here. Try and find that length. Nice, good. Coming back up. Pointing your left toes, fall onto the right side. You just want to swing that left leg all the way back. Make that part of the mobility. Tuck your back toes and take your right leg back into down dog. And we can wiggle. Definitely feels like we need to do the other side. So I'll bring the left knee to the left wrist, left foot towards the right wrist, and then slide the back leg away. Just play with it first of all. Let the right hip flexor get accustomed to stretching this way now. Come down onto your forearms, maybe tuck those toes under, lift the back knee off the floor. Try and encourage the stretch. Little wiggles maybe from side to side or stillness. And then you can take your block underneath that right thigh now. And you know, it might feel different to the other side. Maybe it's not as helpful on this side. So you can change it. Bring the block in the outer, under the outer left thigh. If it's good there though, maybe you can come onto your fingertips. Think right hip drawing forwards. Explore it. Maybe you can draw the right heel into your bum. And again, if that's dumping into your back, lower down. See if you can do little micro adjustments. Just seeing what feels good. Now we can fall onto the left side and we swing the right leg through. To watch out for furniture if you're in my house. Taking the leg forwards, make sure now you bring your left foot inside of that right leg. We're going straight on, so this Janu Sirsasana, straight on. Push down through the block, lift yourself up, and then fold over the block. Just try and find a comfy place there. Maybe left hands outside of your right foot or outside of the left leg. And wherever you are, you're breathing in, pushing down to lift the head, chest up. And breathing out, relaxing over the legs. So the block just giving the lower back a little extra stretch. And a little bit more weight maybe into this right leg. You could also have the knee bent. Yes, don't forget, you're listening to that as well. And maybe the block's no good here, so you just take it away. One more breath. Well, hopefully you'll feel the difference now. Inhale, lift the head, chest up, and then just lower back down. Explore it. Feels nice. Inhale, draw the head, chest forwards. Exhale, lower over that right leg. Amazing. Push down through your right leg to lift yourself back up. Good, and then bring the soles of the feet together. If you need to shake out those hips, like I feel like this right one needs a little bit of a shake, shake it out. Right, we'll bring the soles of the feet together, hands behind you. If you want to be sat on the block now, you can. Lift the head, chest up, try and lift up and get the spine long to start with, and then just start to hinge it forwards. Have the big toes touching and the heels touching, and see where you can get to. Inhaling, lifting the head, chest up. Exhaling. So enjoy the peace, enjoy the quiet, maybe close your eyes. Take some time just feeling what you're feeling. Mindfully breathing. Slowing down. If you really tune in enough, you'll feel the body move ever so slightly with every breath. The body slowly giving in, letting way, or giving way. Let's take one more breath. Chest forwards. Carefully come back up. So if you're sat on the block, you can stay there, or you can bring the block now underneath your feet and then bring the soles of the feet together and let them rest on the block. If you want to take the block a little bit further forwards, you can. Let's see how this changes it now. So inhale, lift the head, chest up, and then exhale, fold it forwards. That's it. So it gives a little extra space. Reach the hands forwards, and if it's too much for you, you're going to take the block away, come back to where we was a moment ago. Otherwise, try and let the knees relax down. You can let the toes soften and see where it takes you. Inhaling, trying to draw the chest forwards. Exhaling, softening over the legs. Take one more breath here. Nice. All right. Good. Coming all the way back up. Bring your knees together. Take the feet off the block, just to the sides. And again, let's in and out to rotate those legs. Make sure the hips are getting blood flow back into the deepest, darkest parts of your hips. And we're going to extend the legs out in front now. Let's see all this work that we've done with our hamstrings. Taking those legs out. Have the knees bent if you need to. Now, if you can, take the block around your feet and catch hold of the feet. You could use a strap as well. Yeah, so maybe be a bit higher, holding onto the strap. You can have your knees bent and also have the block there. Okay, so you got your hands wrapped around the edges of the block. Inhale, draw the head, chest forwards. Keep pushing the hands into the block. Maybe the heels slide forwards. If they do slide forwards, try and only go as far as you can go, keeping the contact of the belly on the thighs. See where you can get to. But draw the toes back. Notice that it changes the stretch. Our baby toes always turn inwards, so that makes it a little bit easier for the rest of the body. But here we're going to encourage those baby toes to stay as they should be. So the block is stopping the feet from cheating. You're trying to keep the belly, the lower ribs on your thighs, so that might mean the knees are bent. You're inhaling, drawing the chest forwards. And exhaling, folding forwards. Maybe you get a little bit closer, your nose starts to nestle in between your shins. Or maybe you're still up, your chest is still lifted. Take one more breath. You can do this with your feet against the wall as well. You're pulling on your arms, you're pulling your biceps. One more breath. Yeah, see if you can be there. Stay there. And then release. Oh, that's the hamstrings long. Hopefully you've come out of that unscathed. So we're going to counter pose that. Bend the knees, bring your feet flat, work your way down your mat. You're going to take the block with you, lower down, push down through your feet, lift the hips up, and then place the block underneath your sacrum there. So to get the counter pose, you can slide the right leg out and let the right toes fall to the right side. That might be enough. Just one leg at a time so we don't get any dumping in the lower back. You can also turn the block onto its lower edge. If it feels all right though, you could extend the left leg out as well. And we'll be here long enough so that you can do one leg and the other leg if both legs at the same time isn't comfortable. Okay, so hopefully you've had that right leg out for a little while. Maybe your left leg has joined it. If not, don't worry. Just stay with one leg out if you need. And again, you can have the block on its lower edge. It feels so nice there, just with the toes falling outwards and all the forward folding counter post. So maybe you can feel heat around the hips. So if you're doing one leg at a time, you could bring the right leg in and just work on that left hip opening, the left leg straight, the left toes out to the side. Or maybe you've got both legs out and maybe your block's on its lower edge. Yeah, so make sure you adapt it. Long breath in, try and relax that left leg. Long breath out. Could stay here all day. Last breath. Wherever you are, two legs, all your left legs out. We can then rebend the legs, bring your feet flat on the floor. And lift the hips up to the sky. Slide the block away and lower your spine down slowly. Good. Walk your feet together a little bit more, and then place the block in between your thighs. So you want to be able to squeeze the block with your knees, but not bring your ankles together. Yeah, so that the ankles are in line there with those knees. Push down through the palms. Be careful with the knees here. So you exhale, draw your belly button back, push down through the feet, and then lift the hips up and try squeeze the block. And if that puts tension in your knees, you could turn your toes out slightly. Maybe you can squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit more. Keep squeezing the block. Feel the counter pose of all those forward folds. Hamstrings strong. And then lower the spine down, vertebra by vertebra. Good. You're going to bring your knees into your chest and then just let both knees fall to the right side. And we keep squeezing the block. So you can rest. In fact, don't rest your right hand on your left leg today. Take both arms out to the side and push your left knee into the block. So that left leg is helping you to get deeper into this stretch. So breathing in, keep pushing down through the left knee, squeezing and feeling the inner thighs engage. And just hold it all there and just relax. So no squeezing the knee into the block. Maybe you use your right hand now to help you let go of the muscles and just enjoy the twist. And we can bring the knees back into the center. We'll take them over to the other side. Okay, so not using your hands now. You're trying to squeeze your right knee into the block. Yeah, without lifting up the left leg. Keep squeezing the right knee in. Feel everything fire. Feel the inner thighs. Feel the back stretch. So you're active here. You're using some effort. And then you can relax and soften. And maybe this is where you want your left hand to join in. So you can press the knees down and relax what you've worked. Inhaling into the belly body. Exhale. Lovely jubbly. Release the left hand, bring your knees back into the chest. And then take the block away. Now we are going to bring soles of the feet together, knees open. But if you swing yourself up for a moment and take the block underneath your shoulder blades. I love this one. Now you can have your head on another block or you can just let it rest on the floor and then bring the soles of the feet together. And if it suits, arms up and over the head. So that might be too intense. You can bring them by your side. If it's too intense, feel the shoulder blades being propped up by the block. And what can you feel? I can feel something a little bit tight around my lower shoulder blade. So I'm wondering what's that all about. So you take some breaths in, take all the awareness and energy to whatever it is you're feeling. Seeing if you just work out where is the tightness coming from, and it's generally connected to somewhere else. So where you feel the tightness, travel around that area, look for something else. Think of the body sometimes like a knitted jumper that's got a pull in it. So the pull is tightness or stiffness or a knot. And when that is pulled, the rest of the jumper gets ruined. Just trying to minimize the rest of the jumper getting ruined by working out where does the pull come from and where is it spreading out to. Take one more breath. Just let your arms swing out to the side if they're not there already. See how the shoulders have to kind of move and adjust there. And then press the shoulder blades into the floor, lift the arms up to the sky and press your palms together. And keep thinking about the weight pressing down into your shoulders and your shoulder blades there. Then open up the arms back towards the side as the hands lower towards the floor. That's it, try and relax the shoulders. And again, pressing the shoulder blades into the mat. Reach the fingers away and then lift the arms up to the sky. Keep pressing down into the block. And then opening the arms. Letting the arms just rest by the side. Push your big toes together, push the feet together. Lift your knees up a little bit and then start to lift the hips up. Feel all that lovely weight pressing down into the shoulder blades. Feel the stretch in your hips. And then slowly lower the spine down. Let the knees open to the fullest. Good. Bring the knees together. And just a few more things. Adjust your arms. They can be down by the side if you need to. Pushing down through the feet, a little bridge pose here. You don't need to lift the hips higher than you can feel the shoulder blades on the floor. So you don't want to take weight into your head. You just want to feel the weight of the shoulder blades into the block. And lowering the spine down, the hips down. Once the tailbone touches the floor, extend your legs out straight. Point your toes, push down to your heels, and then lift your hips up. And again, feel the weight there in your shoulder blades. It's like resetting the whole back of your body. You might feel the hamstrings, you might feel the glutes. Draw your core back, keep it strong. And you can bend the knees and lower the tailbone down. Good. So rebend the legs. So we'll just roll over onto the right side for a moment to take the block away. Put the block to one side and bring the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms over the tops of the shins. Do little circles with the ankles. Yeah. Remember where we started at the feet. How do those feet feel? And then you can bring your hands onto your knees. Draw little circles with the knees. We worked up our way to our legs and our hips. So how is all that feeling there? You can massage your lower back if you feel like you're massaging your lower back and it feels nice. We'll take the circle the other way. Just doing what feels good. Yes, there's no prescribed way of doing it. And then just to finish, let the feet lie flat on the floor. Catch hold of the block. Place it underneath your head. Now you can try first of all just having it on its low edge. Yeah. Now if you know that's okay and you want to go a bit further, you can take the block underneath the back of the head, not on the neck now. So it's being supported by that knobbly bit in the back of the head. And you can bring your arms down your side. Try and draw your shoulders away from the ears. So we're getting a nice stretch through the back of the neck. And bring your feet out to the edges of the mat and just let your knees press together. And just let the head move from side to side. A lovely massage on the back of the head. It's another one, could do all day. And find where is center. Have your palms faced up. And let your eyes close. Let your jaw relax. So that might be tight here in this shape. If it is tight and you can't relax it, turn the block onto its lower edge. Let your eyes close. Let your whole body soften. Mindfully breathing for a few moments. Inhaling. Imagine the breath flowing in through the nose, traveling down the back of the neck, and then into the top of your chest or the top of your collarbones. And as you reverse it, the collarbone sinks down, chest sinks down. You can imagine the breath traveling back up the neck, through the back of the head and out through the nose. In your mind's eye, visualize the breath on the inhale, traveling in through the nose, into your head, down the back of the neck, and feel your collarbones rise towards your chin. So it's like the breath is lifting those collarbones up. As you exhale, feeling the reverse of that. A few more breaths just in your own time. Doing your own little exploration, your own dive within. Eventually, not needing to focus on the breath, just relaxing. And when you get to that point, then you can start to take the block away and relax the back of the head into the mat. Let everything relax. You could extend your feet to the corners of the mat. Let your jaw relax, let your body almost melt into the earth, and then feel the earth cradle you. So now maybe it's not just the feet that are the portals to the earth's energy. So maybe it's the whole back of your body now. So as you lie here, the gentle breath in, you can visualize the energy being absorbed into the back of your body. And with the exhale, that energy just transferring through your whole body. I am grounded. I am rooted within myself. If you like using that as a little mantra to help anchor you into this moment, I am grounded. I am rooted within myself. I am grounded. I am rooted within myself. I'll just be there for one more breath, one more moment. And you know that at this point you could always switch me off and continue with your Shavasana. But if you need to continue with your day, then just start to breathe a little bit deeper. Now bring movement into the fingers and into the toes. Not forgetting that little mantra, I am grounded, I am rooted. And as you inhale, you can extend your arms up and over your head. Do that lovely full body stretch. And eventually you can roll to the right side into a fetal shape. Good. Keeping your eyes closed. Come up to seated and we'll face the front. Sit in any shape. Feels good. Hands together, thumbs into the chest bone. That connection to yourself. I am grounded. I am rooted. Hopefully that little mantra is just helping you to be sure of who you are today. So you can continue with your day with confidence. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth and exhale, let it go. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Let me know if you need anything. Hope if you need to make decisions, that will help you to make decisions today. Being grounded and rooted within yourself. Yes, let me know if you've got any questions.